This is a new SEC podcast, and we're talking Vanderbilt football. I feel like they have been the talk of the town all offseason. This is the most we've ever talked about Vanderbilt. I think it's just something fun to discuss. But, Pavia's been everywhere. He's been at UFC fights. He's been all over the country. And, now we're back to playing football. And I guess the question that we had for Vandy was, can lightning strike twice for this team?
Yeah.
Last season, they had a couple major wins. Did okay in the SEC, played a lot of games close, but with a 4.5 over/under, Vegas is not thinking that Lightning's going to strike twice. But what do we think here at the new SEC podcast?
Yeah, and I think it all depends on what maybe someone would be considering to be the Lightning striking twice. What happened for them last season? The buzz that they've created, the image that they've created, the hype. You would have thought that they were 10-2, 11-1, 12-0. Like
right.
They've gotten people bought into this, and it's because they were a Cinderella story. Now, coming into this year, will they be able to create that? And I think it comes off of a big win, one or two big wins like they did last season. It really all started with the Alabama game for them. The Virginia Tech one was a big game, but it was the Alabama game and winning that created this image for Vanderbilt where people started following their team. They have higher aspirations this year if you listen to them talk. I know it's part of what you got to do, but I do feel like they truly believe that the aspirations that they have to exceed just another bowl eligible team, that they truly believe it and think they have the pieces here to do it. But I think that, for lightning strike twice, it comes down to you have to win a critical game and continue to build that mystique, the hype around what is Vanderbilt football. They took down Texas. They took down Alabama. Like, what does that mean? And I think that's what has to happen this season for them to continue.
Yeah. And I look at it like 2 points, like you said, what is Lightning? Is it beating Bama again? I think they can. I'm just going to go out there and say it. They return pretty much the same roster, right? You got your quarterback back from last year, Diego Pavia. You got Cedric Alexander coming back at rushing. You got AJ Newberry coming back. With a team like this, they're normally getting rated in the portal. They got their top tacklers coming back and Brian Longwell, Langston Patterson. It's rare you see this many guys come back to a team that's middle of the pack in the conference. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like, can you blame them for thinking that they are one of the best teams in the conference? Like, who goes out and trains and says, you know what, we're a middle of the pack team. I want to make a bowl game. Like, of course you're going to think you're the best team.
Yeah.
Now, I think where my concerns are is they lost a lot of steam last season, right? And it makes me think that their attention kind of got distracted from having attention on them. You lost, your last 3 games to USC, LSU, and Tennessee. And you talked about it where when they you got to win a marquee game. And it looked like when they played legit defenses, they crumbled. Like against South Carolina, they only had about 14 points. We posted that video and all the fans were like, why did you think they were going to score 28 points? I just think that their SEC, I think that it's possible. I see on one hand where believe in yourself. It's the offseason, train, talk all the talk. And on the other side, I'm like, they have all these players coming back. I think it's possible, but I want to hear more about your thoughts.
I'm with you. I think that it has to be a marquee win. Where does that come? I think that they have an opportunity to have that, and it's going to be in week 3. Against South Carolina. The South Carolina hype train has been strong the offseason. I think everyone's high on Lenora Sellers. They're high on what South Carolina can do. That's the game that will paint the picture for this team. They travel to Virginia Tech, not a pushover. Can't count on Georgia State. You saw what happened last season.
They're going to be playing the Sandman. Oh.
Look, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Georgia State, Alabama, LSU, they have a lot of hard games. To me, I don't think it happens. I don't think lightning strikes twice. I think that what happened to them at the end of the season is a little bit indicative of what happens now, where the offense that they played is very hard to be consistent in. You're wearing teams down. You're holding the ball for a long time. One of the highest possession percentages because they want to hold the ball. They want to stay on the field as long as they can, limit opportunities. But you're nickel and diming teams. You're relying on a 3rd and 8 scramble. You're trying to extend plays. It's tough to do that consistently in a game as opposed to just one drive. We saw it in Texas on the pick that was called back where it's a lot of toss it, hope. And I'm not talking down on Vanderbilt. I think that they're very talented. it's just hard to execute that play style consistently unless they've revamped it coming into the season. I think a lot of these teams are going to be ready for it. Where last season, Alabama probably wasn't ready for it. Virginia Tech wasn't ready for it. By the end, Tennessee, Texas, they were ready for it.
Well, look, the SEC media doesn't think anyone's ready for, Cole or Eli Stowers, right? Tight end, first team tight end. So I think he's going to take a lot of attention away for the guys like an AJ Newberry and a Cedric Alexander to be able to run and catch passes outside the backfield. I look, no disrespect, but they played Missouri close, they played Texas close, they played LSU close, all within one score. All those games are going to be, Missouri's going to be at home, Texas is going to be on the road. Texas, Bama, Tennessee, and South Carolina are all going to be on the road this season. So that's what's Vanderbilt's up against. But call me crazy, I'm going to say they can make some noise this year. I think they can. Lightning can strike twice. I mean, realistically, they won 3 SEC games last year. I think they can win 4 potentially, and then you add the out of conference games. They might hit that over under total.
All right, I got to put you on the spot. What pick 4 SEC games?
Pick 4 SEC games. Okay, all right. I'm what?
I see Missouri and Kentucky. I think they can beat Missouri. I think they can beat Kentucky.
I think they can beat Tennessee. We don't know how good Tennessee is going to be yet this year.
Okay.
And then we don't know how effective South Carolina's offense is going to be, not having Rocket Sanders and not having a dominant receiver at this point identified.
Yeah, I mean they got Auburn on there too, so I suppose there could be 4. I think Virginia Tech could be one though out of conference that's going to take them. Now 4.5 win total, I think that's a little disrespectful. I'm going to take the over on that. I think that they will exceed that, but I don't think that they're going to be as dynamic media team talked about to this level this season unless they pick up a win in week 3. So I'm going to say everything about Vanderbilt hinges on week 3 against South Carolina.
I respect that. I mean, I think it's not going to be as fun to talk about them if they're just beating Auburn or beating Kentucky. They need to have either a South Carolina type win or a Alabama type win. I think they can play with Alabama. I don't think they're going to beat Alabama, but I think they can play with Alabama. But we'll see. I mean, I think I'm just a very big proponent of the returning production. You don't see that a lot. Obviously, Alabama's returning a lot of production too. A lot of teams are returning production, but it's like they are returning their top rushers, top quarterback, top tacklers. The challenge is, again, these guys, they haven't proven to be – there's only one guy who's better than everyone else in the conference, and that's a tight end. If they were returning guys who were like, okay, Pavi's coming back and he is a top 5 quarterback conference, he's not. Cedric Alexander's coming back, top 5 running back, he's not. Right? It's a give and take, but I think that Lightning can strike twice for what it is. Like I don't think it's about to like make it rain on wins, but for them, I think they can exceed the bar that is already on their plate. I don't think. Do I think they're probably with a Heisman? No, of course not. As we were saying at media day, I don't think they're winning the national championship. I respect it, but I do think for them, 4 SEC wins is possible.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a lot of piecing together a different offense, something that shakes up the SEC in a way of confusing teams, getting things going from an interesting standpoint. If they can do that, then they can make some waves. Let us know down below what you think will happen with Vanderbilt football this year. Will they return to being a bottom of the SEC team? Will they be middle of the pack? Or will they surprise everyone and take down a lot more teams this year and continue to rise the ranks? As always, I'm Hunter Ziesman. We have Randall Liddett Jr. here. We're the new SEC podcast. Until next time.